Are you the type of person who just loves to give other people a good time? Nothing quite gets you going like a good beat drop with your friends? Maybe you see yourself as the life of the party. You arrogant piece of shit. Or maybe you just get a sense of joy from the creation of joy itself. Well, what if you could literally create that feeling for an indefinite number of people through the manipulation of sound waves? The disc jockey. This month, I decided to learn how long it will take you to actually learn how to DJ, starting from zero experience. The DJ, a person who introduces and plays recorded music. How hard could it be? And at the end of the 30 days, the bar I work at is converting itself into a club to host a New Year's Eve party, and they needed a disc jockey. So I told them I'd help out by DJing for the club, of course. Little do they know, I just found out that DJ stands for disc jockey, and I've never touched such discs in my life. No pressure, right? Let's get started. To begin, I learned that DJs use something called a controller to manipulate their sets. Luckily, one of my best friends has one that he said I could use for the video.
What the hell is all this?
I had no idea where to start, so I called one of my friends who loves the DJ to save myself from embarrassment.
First of all, I think the technical skills, most of the people can probably learn. I think the most important part is to read the crowd. You have to create a journey through the music. I think that's the most difficult part.
Do some people that you meet strike you as like someone who could be a DJ, or is it completely random?
When you saw me first, did you think that I'm a DJ?
No.
If you want me to tell you, you have what it takes. I mean, just go for it, man. Just go.
And after a little bit of further behind the scenes talk with Micha, I found that the next step is to download the DJ software to actually get started.
So I decided to go ahead with the industry standard Rekordbox, but there are other popular ones like Serato and Traktor you could check out too. Then we were going to need some music to work with. The easiest way I found you could do this is by purchasing a SoundCloud Plus membership, organizing playlists with your favorite music, and then logging into your SoundCloud on your mixing software to access it. And with that, my old pair of headphones and a cheap speaker that was probably assembled in unethical working conditions.
I feel like this has got to be part of one of those stories where you say, this is where I started, guys.
I was pretty much ready to become the next Martin Garrix.
There's no sound because I have this button down. I have to turn on the music. Got you. Yeah. My first transition.
And when I asked my brother what he had to say about it, he said this.
I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty shitty.
So we're gonna need some help before I get overly frustrated.
Oh, bruh. The button doesn't work. Oh, my controller's broken, bro.
So I downloaded CrossFader's online DJ course designed specifically for my controller, and now I feel like I actually have a plan. Now I'm gonna be pulling a lot of information for this video from what I learned in CrossFader's DJ courses, and I just want to preface this video by saying I highly recommend the content. It was very helpful if you're interested in starting DJing. So let's quickly explain the basics of what I learned about DJing, and then we'll get into my progress. So if it sounds a little bit confusing at first, don't worry, it'll become more clear later. So first we're gonna have to learn the controller. What all these damn buttons actually do. The way I understood it is, a DJ controller essentially breaks your music into two sides. Each side manipulates a different track. Hitting the play button will begin the track, and the faders will release the music to the speakers. You can use the cue button to place a cue at a particular spot in your track to play from there, but this is typically the first beat. The tempo fader speeds up or slows down your track permanently by adjusting the beats per minute up or down, and the jog wheels temporarily accelerate or push the brakes on your track. And finally, the infamous button that almost all DJs absolutely despise, the beat sync button, automatically matches the tempo of the tracks that you're playing and allows for easy mixing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just finished my lesson with sync, which is basically just a cheat code. Check this out. And then at the drop, watch.
So what I think happened here, guys, is my timing was slightly off when I hit play on the second track, but since sync was on, the software automatically lined up the tempo and the tracks for us.
I did it, my first mix.
These are the basic buttons you're gonna need to understand in order to start DJing. Other things like EQ and the performance pads are way beyond our current capabilities anyway. so we'll get into those in the next stage of the video. I then learned that the next step in your DJ journey is to learn beat matching. Every song has a beats per minute, or BPM, the speed of that song. Beat matching ensures you're playing each track at the same BPM or same speed, allowing you to mix smoothly from one track to the other without the rhythm drifting or clashing.
That's out of time, so I'm gonna try and bring it back into time. That sounds better.
And trust me, you'll know when it is drifting or clashing. The next thing I needed to wrap my head around was basic music theory. In summary, with 4 beats in a bar and typically 8 or 16 bars in each section of a song called a phrase, we can predict when to introduce new songs to create a nice sounding mix.
4, 1, 2, 3. A little bit off that time.
Say the songs you chose to mix are made up of an intro, build up, and then a drop. You could mix the second song's intro with the drop of the first song by counting the bars. I feel fire. The next idea I had to wrap my head around was the use of headphones. So you don't want the entire wedding ceremony to hear your fuck-ups. So say you had the great idea of mixing Drake's God's Plan with Michael Jackson's Thriller, and it doesn't quite sound as immaculate as you thought it would because you're using strong emotional intention rather than logic and reasoning.
Which is what we wanted to do.
Oh boy, I had my lesson playing that whole time.
That's where your headphones come in. You can cue the incoming track in your headphones with the fader down to field test your creativity, match up the beats, and ensure it sounds good before the entire bachelorette party is on your ass for messing up their pole dancing flow. Only once it sounds good in the headphones would you release it then to the audience. And the last skill for your first 30 days is EQ. The little knobs in the center console that probably caused you information overload when you first started to DJ? Just me? I'll make this quick, but the way I understood these knobs is that in order to make your music sound better, you could avoid having sounds clash by lowering or raising the highs, mids, or particularly the lows in one or both of your tracks. When you hear DJs talking about balancing their frequencies, I imagine this is what they're talking about. I'm not in the cool kids club quite yet. At this point, I got really excited because I felt I learned enough to make my first mix. So I went to my best buddy's place to show him what I've got.
Yeah, let's go. From this thing to the juggernaut.
But I wanted to play my own music, not just house tracks designed for seamless mixing. And then Spotify dropped Wrapped, every music nerd's favorite time of year. I uploaded my songs and got to work. And it sounded like shit. But I can't lie, I still had so much fun, so I kept practicing. Practicing, and then this happened.
Oh shit.
I think I might be ready for the club.
And after the guy showed me how my controller's massive high-tech Big Brother works, it all seems like the same shit to me, just more expensive. Cracking a few jokes and getting the support from my team, the party got started. And then the boys let me get a turn. things were going good for a second. And then D-Tank went absolutely crazy. And it was my turn to get back on again. And then once again, it was looking good until this happened. Without realizing I had the filter all the way down, I was really muffling the music. And then I did it again, but worse. It must have been the heat of the moment, but I guess I thought cutting the music at a party was a good move for some reason. I don't know how I was so oblivious to this, but thank you, Toma, for letting me save face here. After all was said and done, and by that I mean after everyone was drunk and high, the night ended and we all went home.
How do we do?
But then I got home and I realized as good as it was, I wasn't really DJing for the club. I was being handheld my way through some basic transitions at someone else's show. You see where I'm going with this? Hit that subscribe button for the next video where I want to be the center of attention, the DJ, the party starter. Let's see if I can tell a story, read a crowd, and get people grooving all on my own in just 60 days of DJing. But to Toma and D-Tank and everyone else who put this together, thank you so much. I had such a blast. Make sure you check out their Instagrams for more awesome DJ content. And if there's a particular challenge you want to see a beginner DJ partake in, leave it down below in the comments and I'll make it happen. A wedding? Maybe a corporate event? The club? Let me know. Peace.